Yo, Lito Lolo coming back down to earth here, and this right here is IShowSpeed struggling to maneuver himself through a crowd in Chile. This area was so congested that it resembled a pack of sardines. I don't think we've seen this level of stardom since the early 2000s before the internet took over. These foreigners were literally treating IShowSpeed like he was freaking Michael Jackson. Just look at these two photos side by side and tell me if you spot a difference. I think it is safe to say that IShowSpeed might be the most popular streamer to currently exist in the world of streaming right now, alongside Kai Cenat. Now it seems to me that we as a societal unit in a constantly evolving culture due to the widespread accessibility of the internet have transitioned into a new age where streamers have platformed themselves as one of the essential components of the clout hierarchy. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, just like Hermes, these very popular streamers who have cultivated an audience of their own and who have established themselves in a popular avenue of the internet have become the messengers for a lot of celebrities to be able to connect with the younger generations. This has been seen a lot with Kai Cenat specifically, where he has brought on a numerous amount of different celebrities such as Nicki Minaj, Kevin Hart, Lil Dicky, Glorilla, 21 Savage, NLE Choppa, John Cena, and the cast of Good Luck Charlie, among many more. Typically, some of these big celebs are actually normally promoting something of theirs to this massive streaming audience, like an album per se, a movie, or even an advertisement for McDonald's, where both the streamer and the star mutually benefit from one another. It's like a part of the press run that used to be primarily sourced by radio talk shows like The Breakfast Club, Ebro in the Morning, or even late night talk shows, but has been replaced with YouTube content channels like Wired, Hot Ones, Variety, Vanity Fair, GQ, Complex, and now streamers have been added to that meta. Specifically Kai Cenat, Adin Ross, and Blackboy Max. An example of this is I believe Kai Cenat was going to be streaming with Kanye West in Japan, but unfortunately due to the controversial tweets that Kanye West has been spewing out the last few days, I think he has decided to part ways with that collaboration and that connection, because the artist that we once knew who made Graduation has now fallen into a far right pipeline, unfortunately. That's neither here nor there. Kai Cenat also had the opportunity to stream at the Grammys with an average live viewership of over 250,000 people, which is insane. Speed has been traveling the world IRL streaming, where people have been flooding his locations like a crowd of zombies in an apocalyptic event, and has even got to meet one of his biggest inspirations, Stable Ronaldo. Wait, my bad. Cristiano Ronaldo. My bad. I don't even know how I mix those two up. These two have been changing the landscape of what's popular and have recently even been featured in the WWE Royal Rumble. Which is an entirely new avenue of entertainment, which can indicate that there is no limitations or restrictions for how much they can grow. And on top of that, another great example of somebody who has been changing the game is Blackboy Max, who has been live streaming his musical production talent by having underground rappers like Babytron, DDG, and Cash Cobain, by now recently even inviting bigger guests and more well-known artists like Central C and Wiz Khalifa, where even Akon has been featured as a guest, and Timbaland, one of the greatest producers to ever live, said that he would love to join Blackboy Max in his In the Booth segment.
I said I should do a stream with Playboy Max.
Oh man.
Yes, we should.
I think a lot of the reason why streamers have garnered so much success, especially from the younger generations, is because they are more relatable and accessible to the public in comparison to underground artists, or artists in general. We live in a different space than it was a decade ago, which consists of a constantly connected environment where we enjoy the interactive component that comes with the internet. And with streamers, it's so easy to develop a parasocial relationship because you're consistently watching them live and how they live their life on a week-to-week basis. It's like hanging out with this responsive entity, and a community can really develop feelings of belongingness and a sense of emotional equilibrium that makes you feel like you are a part of something. And on top of that, in comparison to a rapper, they are just normal people who act like normal people. You know, they're not trying to be mysterious like Playboi Carti or act like a god like Kanye West. They are just your average Joe who so happened to make it in this streaming shit. And I think that has a lot to do with why these guys have managed to build such strong followings and a core constantly growing community that has their own inside jokes and memes. And in an ever-changing phase where I feel like a lot of rappers are having a difficulty with tapping in with the current trends in culture, I believe that these streamers can be the outlet for them to showcase who they are in a different way. Now, I would say with the exception of big rappers like Kanye West, even though he has been digging such a big hole for himself recently, others on the list include Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Tyler the Creator, Travis Scott, and of course Drake. I think it might be harder for a lot of these newer and older artists to maintain a homeostasis of success due to the fact that they don't keep up with the ceaselessly evolving internet customs that a lot of people are a part of now. This is our new cable television. This is where we get all our news, entertainment, and communication, right through this screen. And if you go away for a long time and start dropping mediocre music, once you come back, you'll slowly start to lose credibility and drift away into the forgotten bank of has-beens and hopelessness. I mean, let's look at Chance the Rapper, Rico Nasty, Ski Mask, how these streamers are bigger than Cordae now, Trippie Redd, and the classic Tekashi 6ix9ine, who I think is in debt with the IRS currently. If streamers are more well known than these artists, then they are certainly bigger than underground artists, without question. And I think a lot of why streamers maintain such a long-lasting success, unless they get canceled, is because this is their job. And a lot of them are not taking year breaks and then coming back expecting their audience to be there. And on top of that, they are showcasing their expressive nature, allowing people to empathize and humanize with them a lot more. I think because of this, in our current state of the internet climate, streamers are more successful and have been able to navigate this space efficiently more than rappers have, or celebrities in general. And for the new and upcoming artists, it's not even close to who is more well recognizable. Hell, even RDC World made a skit about this, emphasizing this exact point, where I'm sure Desmond was role-playing as Plaque Max. And if you want further proof to acknowledge this line of reasoning, here is a side-by-side of Max's monthly listeners in comparison to underground artists like Homicide Gang, Netspend, Osama-san, Laserdem 700, and many more. Hell, even in a recent controversy that occurred last month, a rapper that goes by the name Lil TJ decided to disrespect Plaque Max during one of his live stream studio sessions that he was doing with another rapper, mind you, where he continued to smoke in his Airbnb after Max repeatedly told him to stop.
Stop playing the song. What'd you say? Stop playing the song.
Who's smoking? Who's smoking? Yo, TJ.
What's up? Who the
Yo, this a B&B. You can't smoke in here. This shit gonna go off.
Oh, this shit.
Yeah.
Now this escalated to the point where Max had to kick everybody out, but the tension didn't just end there. It carried over to the internet, where this event went viral in the streaming world, and although people made their memes and jokes, the general consensus of this entire situation was that Lil TJ was obviously wrong for this incident, which honestly might have been a humbling experience for him. Maybe he assumed that just because he was a rapper that he had full immunity to do whatever it was that he wanted without repercussions, but he didn't realize that Max was heavily protected by his influence, and with that comes power. I mean, like, come on, man. Nobody knows who Lil TJ is anymore. I'm sure he was popping back in the day. I'm sure he had a couple bangers. But once again, I'm going to reiterate it. If you are not constantly in the spotlight, you will start to drift away into obscurity. 1. But 2, especially after this incident, you start to lose credibility with the younger audiences, the ones that have time to post memes and TikToks that get circulated through the mainstream. You will be seen as a meme, as a "you can't smoke in here" person that was on Max's stream. That's the internet for you. And honestly, all this did for Max was funnel more viewers into his channel. One of the benefits of being a streamer is that any controversy that your stream is a part of, not the streamer, but the stream itself, will garner that person a higher viewership for the next few days, where after everything dies down, some actually might stay. That's how it works. And on top of that, being a popular streamer does have its perks, because just as Drake said in First Person Shooter, my youngins richer than you rappers, and they all stream. Which is where we will now go into our pocket watching segment of the video, Internet Dwellers, because these guys make money. Am I allowed to say that? I'm not? Alright, we'll bleep it out in the editing process. It's okay. Like seriously, they make too much money. Streamers in general, if you are averaging more than 5K viewers per stream, you are making more than 5 figures a month, guaranteed. I mean, if you don't believe me, here is a couple instances where people have accidentally leaked their revenue. In this first picture, we have Lacey, who is a part of FaZe, one of the most popular streaming groups to currently exist in the streaming world, and is also the group that Blackboy Max is a part of. And as you can see by the expression on his face, he did not mean to show his monthly earnings. Based off the date of the video, July 15th, and the fast-paced nature that these clip channels have the tendency to post this type of content, makes me draw the conclusion that this incident either happened that day or the day before. So let's think about this real quick. He made $58,000 in 14 to 15 days, averaging, based off what Twitch Tracker is telling me for that month, an average of over 10K people per stream. So yeah, it's a lot of fucking money. Another incident happened in mid 2023 with a streamer under the handle Mizkif, who is also a very popular streamer in the streaming community. In September of 2023, he would accidentally leak his weekly earnings, of 13K, where based off Twitch Tracker, he was averaging a viewership of like 17K. Yeah, so this is fuck you money, basically. Fuck you money. But it doesn't stop there, guys. The FaZe boys would have a month-long marathon in September of 2024, where they would go live non-stop for 30 days, which they did in fact accomplish. Now, after completing this, I'm sure challenging questline, they would then discuss how much money they made that month. Now, I can't find the video. I do remember watching it back during that time, but it's non-existent apparently now. But the amount that they made in a month ranged from 100K to just under $1 million a month. Insane. For 1 month, they were making 6 figures. That is a doctor's salary. Now, how the Twitch system works is that a lot of money that they get is being generated by ad revenue. So what happens here is a streamer has the option to choose the amount of ads that they want to run per hour for that stream. Whether they want to be nice and do 3-minute ads, or be greedy assholes and max out those ads to like 10 to 15 minutes an hour. The more ads you force onto your stream, the more money you get. That's how it works. It's pretty simple. Now, this doesn't even include the amount of money that they get from each subscription, which is an entirely different system on how they can make money from Twitch, both simultaneously coinciding with one another to put more money into the streamer's pockets. So you can just make an estimate how much money somebody would make averaging a 10K viewership with 10K subs. I can only imagine how much money Kai Cenat made from his subathon that occurred in November, where he was averaging over 100K viewership and accumulated over 700,000 subscribers for that month alone. I'm sure you can do the math. He definitely made more than a couple M's, let me tell you that, because he was actively streaming for 24 hours out of that day, just straight. So just 30 days straight, 24 hours with an average viewership of 100K. You know, sometimes it would drop off when he was sleeping to 50K, but I mean fucking 50K per stream when he's sleeping. And with the entire AMP, which is a streaming group that Kai Cenat is a part of, they are making so much money that it's not even funny. They are in a different stratosphere when it comes to making bread. I mean, just look at their vehicles, man. No wonder why Polo G wanted to start streaming. This seems to be the best optimal outcome for what a person wants in a career. If you are successful, right? You're independent. You're not forced into these terrible deals where the company is both controlling and connivingly committing thievery with your money. And on top of that, you're still famous if you care about that. I mean, just look how much clout Duke Dennis has, where people were legitimately going up to him and taking pictures of him like he was a superstar. Or when Agent received a new Ferrari while a cop came to his doorstep to address a complaint made by his neighbors.
I'm not here to tell you for you guys to stop having fun. I'm not here to tell you for you guys to change anything.
Right.
Other than just hear me out.
Okay. First of all, it's a waste of. Oh, that's my Ferrari. It's here. Oh my God. Oh, it's here. What the fuck? Oh, it's here. Yo, chat.
So yeah, streamers are more clouded than rappers these days. That's about it. I'll end this off with a Lil Baby quote. They did what they did. I did what I did. I guess it is what it is. Whatever the fuck that means. Anyways, that's all from me. I'm off to another dimension. See ya.